Eragon bowed his head. He had trouble breathing past the lump in his throat, which was so hard it hurt. Arya blessed Arjihad in a ripple of the ancient language, then said in her musical voice, "Alas, his death will cause much strife. He is right. You must do all you can to avert a struggle for power. I will assist where possible." Unwilling to speak, Eragon gazed at the rest of the bodies. He would have given anything to be elsewhere. Saphira nosed one of the Urgles and said,
"This should not have happened. It is an evil doing, and all the worse for coming when we should be safe and victorious."
She examined another body, then swung her head around.
"Where are the twins and Murtagh? They're not among the dead."
Eragon scanned the corpses. "You're right!" Elation surged within him as he hurried to the tunnel's mouth. There, pools of thickening blood filled the hollows in the worn marble steps like a series of black mirrors, glossy and oval, as if several torn bodies had been dragged down them. The Urgles must have taken them, but why? They don't keep prisoners or hostages. Despair instantly returned. It doesn't matter. We can't pursue them without reinforcements. You wouldn't even fit through the opening.
They may still be alive. Would you abandon them?
What do you expect me to do? The dwarf tunnels are an endless maze. I would only get lost, and I couldn't catch Urgles on foot, though Arya might be able to.
Then ask her to.
Arya. Eragon hesitated, torn between his desire for action and his loathing to put her in danger. Still, if any one person in the Varden could handle the Urgles, it was she. With a groan, he explained what they had found. Arya's slanted eyebrows met in a frown. It makes no sense. Will you pursue them? She stared at him for a heavy moment. Will or no? For you. Then she bounded forward, sword flashing in her hand as she dove into the earth's belly. Burning with frustration, Eragon settled cross-legged by Arjihad, keeping watch over the body. He could barely assimilate the fact that Arjihad was dead and Murtagh missing. Murtagh! Son of one of the Forsworn, the 13 riders who had helped Galbatorix destroy their order and anoint himself king of Alagasia, and Eragon's friend. At times Eragon had wished Murtagh gone, but now that he had been forcibly removed, the loss left an unexpected void. He sat motionless as Oryx approached with the men. When Oryx saw Arjihad, he stamped his feet and swore in Dwarvish, swinging his axe into the body of an Urgle. The men only stood in shock. Rubbing a pinch of dirt between his calloused hands, the dwarf growled, Now a hornet's nest has broken. We'll have no peace among the Varden after this. Barzulm, but this makes things complicated. Were you in time to hear his last words?" Eragon glanced at Saphira. "They must wait for the right person before I'll repeat them." "I see. And where'd be Arya?" Eragon pointed. Oryx swore again, then shook his head and sat on his heels. Jormungandr soon arrived with 12 ranks of 6 warriors each. He motioned for them to wait outside the radius of bodies while he proceeded onward alone. He bent and touched Arjihad on the shoulder. "How can fate be this cruel, my old friend? I would have been here sooner if not for the size of this cursed mountain, and then you might have been saved. Instead, we are wounded at the height of our triumph." Eragon softly told him about Arya and the disappearance of the twins and Murtagh. "She should not have gone," said Jormungandr, straightening. "But we can do naught about it now. Guards will be posted here, but it will be at least an hour before dwarf guides can be found for another expedition into the tunnels." "I'd be willing to lead it," offered Oryx. Jormungandr looked back at Trondheim, his gaze distant. "No, Hrothgar will need you now. Someone else will have to go. I'm sorry, Eragon, but everyone important must stay here until Arjihad's successor is chosen. Arya will have to fend for herself." We could not overtake her anyway." Eragon nodded, accepting the inevitable. Jormungandr swept his gaze around before saying so all could hear, "Gerard has died a warrior's death. Look, he slew 5 Urgles where a lesser man might have been overwhelmed by one. We will give him every honour, and hope his spirit pleases the gods. Bear him and our companions back to Trondheim on your shields, and do not be ashamed to let your tears be seen, for this is a day of sorrow that all will remember. May we soon have the privilege of sheathing our blades in the monsters who have slain our leader." As one, the warriors knelt, baring their heads in homage to Gerard. Then they stood and reverently lifted him on their shields, so he lay between their shoulders. Already many of the Varden wept, tears flowing into beards, yet they did not disgrace their duty and allow Gerard to fall. With solemn steps they marched back to Trondheim, Saphira and Eragon in the middle of the procession.